So now we're moving on to our bench press progressions into having him get into a barbell bench press, but first things first, he's got to earn the right to actually do a barbell bench press. And the first thing is that he has to learn the proper setup of a push-up. So first things first, he's going to actually start on the ground. He's going to start in that ideal position. So you're going to have your hands faced out. No, on the ground. All the way on the ground. Good. So I want to make sure that he's digging his toes nice and deep into the ground here. He's maintaining tension throughout his body, especially his glutes here. He wants to make sure that he's keeping a proper brace in his core right here. He wants to make sure that he's having big hands. So basically you want to try to spread your fingers out and really try to turn your hands against the ground. That's going to help him cue his upper back and his lats to stay nice and tight too. His elbows are nice and tucked in position. So basically you want to envision that there's a piece of paper in your armpits and you want to make sure that you don't drop the paper. So shoulders are externally rotated out. His chin is neutral with the ground too. You want to make sure that he's taking a big deep breath as his brace. And he's going to push the earth away as he stands up. Good. And he wants to pull himself back down to the ground. So go ahead, pull yourself down. Good. So try to have everything come down in one line. So perform again. Good. Back down. Pull yourself down. Give me two more. So push yourself up, all in a line. Good. Keep these guys nice and tight. And perform one more. Good. And relax.
Good.
So one of the ways we can help troubleshoot the push-up if he was having trouble keeping tension is to actually put a board right underneath his chest, which helps limit the range of motion that he actually has to perform. So that way he can keep better alignment throughout his spine, throughout his neck, and throughout his pelvis. So we're going to go over the same exact cues he just was before, digging his feet down to the ground, keeping his glutes nice and tight, keeping his pelvis in line, lats tight, keeping the piece of paper in between his armpits, big hands, really try to push down and out to the ground, keeping tension throughout all here. Big deep breath, brace, and push the other way. And just coming down to the board and back up. Pull yourself down, touch, push away. Good. Keep everything tight, give me two more. Good. Make sure that he's really pulling down, really engaging his back. Pull down, and one more. And good. So another way we can help troubleshoot the push-up if he was having a tough time creating tension in his back is through a banded handcuff. So I'm going to have you put this around your wrists. So what this does is that it's going to force his hands out more and it's going to help create more torque in his shoulders here, which will help create more tension throughout his lats. So that way it'll be easier for him to pull himself back down to the ground after he gets himself up. So maintaining tightness and tension throughout here. You're just going to push the earth away, big hands. Good. Now pull yourself down. Keep those elbows in. Back up. Keep everything nice and tucked. Good. And give me one more solid rep. Keep everything tight. Good. And back down. So that's one way to troubleshoot it if you have someone that's having a hard time creating torque and tension. So one way we can help get a client to be able to do a push-up off the ground is by actually having them grab a barbell from an elevated rack and have them slowly work their way down the rack once they're able to tap into their newfound strength and conditioning level. So we're going to start from a higher bar here. He's going to walk up, he's going to grab the bar just like he was about to do a bench press. So make sure his wrists are staying neutral. He's keeping a good tight squeeze, trying to still break that bar in half. He's going to walk his feet back. So still creating torque in the shoulders, tight butt, making sure that we're not tilting our hips too much. So you want to tuck this pelvis in, keep your core turned on. And same concept, you want to pull yourself down to the bar, squeeze your back, and now push it away. Good, give me two more. All the way down. Good, and now give me one more. Good. So once you're able to display proper technique from one height, we look to go down a little lower. So same thing, you go 3 reps here. Make sure you're keeping proper tension. Good, shoulders torn back though. Pelvis stays tucked up in, up in your toes, keeping tension out your butt, keeping everything held nice and tight. So go ahead, pull it down, push up. Good, keep everything nice and tense, good. One more. Good. So like I said, we just slowly work our way down to the point where if they're coming right above the ground with the bar, then they more than likely be able to perform a push-up straight from the ground. So I'm just going to have you perform 3 reps here with the bar at its lowest setting on the rack. Okay, so set the shoulders properly. Good. Pull the bar all the way down. Good, that's it. Pelvis stays tucked in. Good. Good, give me one more. Good.
Good.
So now that the trainee is able to display proper push-up technique, he's now allowed to have a load being put onto his hands. But first thing is that we're going to do dumbbell floor presses first. This will help minimize the risk of shoulder flexion, and I'm just going to put the trainee in a more safer environment for him to be able to add on work capacity. So first things first is he's going to get the dumbbells onto his thighs. He's going to kick them up. He's going to lie flat on his back. Now, I want you to keep more of a neutral position with your hands. Your legs are more bent, so that way you're not having so much back flexion or back extension. And he's going to take a good deep breath and brace with his core. Lock it in. He's going to pull the dumbbells down, just like a push-up, and he's going to punch the sky as he comes up. Pull it down, he's going to squeeze his back, punch the sky. Good, give me 3 more reps just like that. Hold a nice, tight brace. Good. Good. Make sure you keep your chest up. Don't overextend shoulders. Keep a nice, proud chest. Give me 1 more. Good. And good. So when you're done, put the dumbbells back on your hips and slowly kick them up. Kick yourself up and put them down by your side. Good. So now that he displayed he can safely press with low in his hands from the floor, we're going to add on more range of motion by having him perform dumbbell bench from a bench. So he's going to start with the dumbbells on his thighs, and he's going to get back into position by kicking the dumbbells up. As he goes back, he's going to make sure that his feet are staying properly down and keeping tension throughout his legs. He's going to have the dumbbells angled a little bit, so that way he can keep his external rotation in his shoulders. And just like how we do with the push-ups, he's going to pull the dumbbells down next to his chest with his back. Good. And he's going to punch the sky as he comes up. So keep your knees open up a little bit more down there. And if you see a client struggling with the dumbbells, make sure you spot at the wrists. So go ahead. Good. 3 more reps. Good. Good. 2 more. Good. 1 more. Pull it down. Give a nice proud chest and punch the sky. Good. So when a client is done with the dumbbells, he's going to lower them. He's going to kick his feet up to meet them and set himself back up and put the dumbbells down safely. So now that he's displayed that he can perform proper push-up technique and he can perform presses with loads in his hands, such as the dumbbells, Erica's earned the right where he can actually put a bar in his hands to perform barbell bench pressing. So he's going to lean back into position. Make sure you don't hit your head. Now we want to ensure that we're establishing proper tension with his lower body too. So you want to start by anchoring your feet down nice and tight. So he's getting tension in his glutes, his hamstrings, and his quads. And he's really trying to push his feet down and out through the ground. So you should feel a lot of tension right here, correct?
Correct.
Good. So now slowly inch yourself back. You want to have the bar right above your eyes the entire time. So you reach back and grab the bar. So make sure you have an even grip on both sides. Good. So it's all going to depend on the client's biomechanics and limb lengths to determine how wide or close that person needs to go. So he's a little bit taller, so we can have him go a little bit wider. So he's making sure that A, he's keeping his legs nice and tight, his feet are screwed down to the ground, he's keeping tension throughout his core, and he's keeping tension throughout his lats too. So I'll make sure that you really turn your shoulders down or out and down. These guys should be turned on, correct? Mm-hmm. Good. So I'm gonna have a crossover grip to take the bar off the rack room. I'm giving him a 3 count. So I'm gonna help you glide the bar over your chest in 3, 2, 1. Good. He's trying to squeeze the bar nice and tight. He's trying to break that bar in half too. So take a big deep breath. Pull that bar down. Squeeze your shoulder blades. And press up. Good. Pull it down. Breathe out. Do 3 more. Pull it down. Very nice. Good. Good. Wrists are staying as neutral as possible too, which is good. Good. We have 1 more rep. Now I'll show you another thing. Okay, good. So, perfect. So now pull the bar down. I'm sorry, pull it down. So one thing to look out for too is if this elbow is going way past down than where his shoulder joint is right here, this could lead to potential risk potential injuries because his shoulder is in an excessively flexed position. So if that were the case where his arms were just that long and he's feeling pain in his shoulder, we look to add some sort of board up on his chest here to kind of minimize the amount of range of motion that he's getting. Here, press up. And he'll slowly rack it. Make sure he's hitting both sides. Slide it down. And then he can let go and stand up as he pleases.
Good.
So a few ways to troubleshoot the bench press to address some common, problems that you may come across. So if you have a client that lays down and grabs a bar, if he's having a hard time, so grab your height, get set. If he was having a hard time, like if you see that he was pressing and like he was tapping his feet straight up, then you have the client rack the bar again, stand up, and just kind of reset your feet. Just to make sure that you're keeping proper stability in all the right areas and that you're keeping the kinetic chain intact while performing the barbell bench press. Another way too, or if you have a client that experiences shoulder pain, a few things. They're either A, not keeping their back properly tight throughout the whole lift, and if that's the case, then we look to do a banded handcuff, just like how we had them do with a push-up. So if you sit up, so you perform the same exact motion, strap this around your wrist. Just give me 3 reps here with the band handcuff. So what that band's going to do is going to want to pull his hands in. He has to pull them out, but that's going to give him the cue to break the bar in half, and naturally that'll create more external rotation in his shoulders to help keep his elastomeric turned on. So good, 3 reps. Good, really pull out against that bar. Don't try to snap it in half. Good. Just give me 1 more. Good. Back in. So another way to help address shoulder pain is by performing the band slingshot, in which case the band would be in the same cross pattern, but it would go right above his elbow. So let's say you want to sit up, bring the band down a little bit lower. I'll say right, a little bit more. Good. Just like such. So he goes down and just perform 3 reps here. The band slingshot will help a person be able to add on a little bit more pounds to their bench press, but it will give them a little bit more support on the way up to prevent the shoulder from taking on too much stress. So go 2, 3 reps here. Up. Good. Keep the shoulders turned up. Good. Good. So that's one way to troubleshoot. So that's a few ways you can troubleshoot if they're having shoulder pain. If they're having back pain, one way that, as far as their lower back is concerned, you can simply elevate their heels up by putting either a plate or a pad right underneath their heels. So that way their low back doesn't go into excess flexion either. So those are a few ways that you can help troubleshoot the bench press if you have a client that's having a hard time getting themselves in the proper position.